What's up, everyone? Plutocoffins here, taking a drag from my cigarette. Right? I'm going to be covering a Wild Bill for America video. It's called Lionheart Christians. I don't think I've ever covered a fucking Wild Bill for America video. But we're going to start today, bitches, because he has got a lot of retarded things to say. And honestly, I've been thinking about covering this douchebag for a while. Beyond that, this video is called Lionheart Christians. Now, Lionheart Christians means a very, very strong Christian in their Christian beliefs. Very open and very open about their Christian beliefs. But that's not what his video is about. His video is about installing a theocracy in America. Which, fuck no. Because America is a secular nation. That's one of the few things of this nation I am proud of. I am proud of free speech. I'm fucking proud of no cruel and unusual punishment. Even though that's kind of done away with now. But I'm also proud of the separation of church and state. And instead of doing away with that one too, like we did away with the cruel and unusual punishment shit. And also we did away with the fucking... the Fourth Amendment, where it's no fucking spying and shit. I mean, it's obviously not no spying, but it has to do with spying and shit. Did away with that one with the fucking Surveillance Act. I don't think we should do away with the separation of church and state. I think that's pretty an integral part of our fucking nation and the values of our fucking nation. So, let's hear what you gotta say, Wild Bill for America.
The Black Robe Regiment is a growing army of Christian leaders who believe that God's Word should be boldly and unashamedly proclaimed regarding every issue facing us today.
No, the Bible should not be used to fight against every issue that faces us today. That's absolutely nonsensical and retarded, right? I don't fucking see what a dead Jew of 2,000 years has to do with any of the issues faced of today, like COVID, like the fucking corruption in politics, like fucking money in politics, kind of same thing. But we got a lot of issues in this world, and I don't think God has to do with a single fucking one of them. I think political decisions and political ideas will help in resolving a lot of those situations, like fucking water in Flint. I think if someone made the political decision to make a policy that in Flint that they have actual fucking good water that isn't gonna harm their bodies, then maybe some shit would get done, right?
The Bible is the final authority on all matters, and it has a lot to say about political corruption, deceitfulness, economics, and the left's new religion, the LGBT and abortion industry.
The last new religion is gay people and abortions. Alright. We're a secular nation, as stated before. So in a secular nation, despite your religious beliefs, like let's say you are a Christian, since we're a secular nation, don't you think that legally gay people should have the right to get married? Gay people should be equal to everyone else. Since our ideals as a nation is to respect everybody's religion and promote equality for all. Now, our nation was founded upon those principles, but we never really executed those principles, and we still don't execute those principles today. But we strive to. And I think striving to execute the principles of equality is a good thing. And I think it is the progressive thing to do. And removing the separation of church and state would demolish all progress towards equality. And I think that even if you are a Christian, if you believe in anything this fucking country stands for, then you should support gay marriage, because we should have equality for all in this nation, because that's what this fucking nation stands for. And as for abortions, look, you get rid of abortions. First off, I'm not an actual hardliner on abortion. I'm kind of moderate on the issue. Yeah, I'm a lefty, but my stance on abortion is this: You can have an abortion up until the nervous system is developed, because once the nervous system is developed, that thing can feel pain. Whatever you want to call that thing, a fetus, whatever. It can feel pain, and I don't like pain and suffering in this world, even if it's for a short time. So, after that point, come on, put it up for adoption. But before the nervous system is developed, I really have no qualms with it. Plus, stem cell research and all that good shit, right? I think is beneficial. But let's say you get rid of abortion. People are still going to have abortions. Abortions are still going to happen. People are going to try to miscarry their babies. Because an unwanted child is exactly that, an unwanted child. And all because you get rid of abortion doesn't mean there's not going to be unwanted children. And all because you get rid of abortion doesn't mean everybody's going to put up those unwanted children for adoption. Some people are going to leave them in dumpsters. A lot of fucking infants are going to die if you get rid of abortion. And honestly, they'll probably die at a later stage of development. Probably a few days old. So, and also like black market abortions. Like there'll still be black market abortion clinics, which are more dangerous for the woman involved. So no, getting rid of an abortion is also a terrible idea.
Dirty politics is killing America and driving record numbers of...
Also, I'd like to point out, the Bible doesn't say anything negative about abortion. Like the Bible doesn't say abortion is wrong. It barely mentions it. It mentions it once, I think. I remember one story where the Bible mentions abortion, and it's this. It's kind of like abortion. If a man thinks his wife is cheating on him and she's pregnant, then he is to give her bitter water. Now what bitter water is like poison. And when he gives her the bitter water and she drinks it, if she miscarries, then the child wasn't his. So no loss, right? Your fucking wife cheated and you probably stoned her to death after that and all that good shit, right? But if she doesn't miscarry, then the child was yours and she wasn't cheating and you good, bro. Right? First off, fucked up. Second off, that's kind of like abortion, so it seems like God might be pro-abortion. Like, God's kind of like me. Mine is like, after the nervous system is developed, I don't support abortion. God's is, if your wife cheats on you, then you can get an abortion. But that's the only fucking way you can get an abortion. Only if your wife cheats on you, right? But yeah, and also a lot of Christians don't read the Bible, let's be real. I've read the Bible completely. I did it as a Christian. I was obviously questioning the Bible at the time. I was watching a lot of amazing atheist videos. But I decided to read the Bible. I read the Bible, and I came out after reading it an atheist. So, like, it's a terrible, also extremely fucking boring book. But it's filled with contradictions, errors, clearly things that never fucking happened ever. And also, it seems like a big scam. I mean, I'm not the first person to point out that religion's a scam. And obviously, religion is a scam. Like, you give 10% of your income to God. The fuck does God need with money, right? But beyond that, it seems like Christianity was founded as, like, a way for the powerful to keep the powerless in line. Like, oh, you're poor now, your life sucks, you don't have much to eat, you can't do all the things you want to do, you fucking have a family, and your family's starving and shit, and you gotta work every fucking day, and you gotta fucking break your back and shit, but it's okay, 'cause in the afterlife, if you're a good Christian, you're gonna live forever. You're gonna have feast upon feast of desserts and fucking steaks and shit, right? And you're gonna fucking have, like, roads of gold and fucking a mansion, and you're gonna be there with God, right? So in that way, it seems like a way for the rich and powerful to keep the poor in line, and just business as usual, and keep them in their plight, right?
People to suicide. How can the Christian church remain silent on political issues that are doing so much harm? John the Baptist was a Lionheart Christian, and he publicly took on King Herod for all the evil he had done. America needs a whole bunch of Lionhearts just like John the Baptist to boldly challenge every evil politician.
Dude, this isn't the year 32. Like, in the year 32, politics was a lot different, and religion had to do with a lot with politics back in the day, right? Back in, like, the year 32. But, now, in America, we're a secular nation, so we don't really need to use the Bible as a way to fix political issues. Why don't you, like, I mean, you're a Christian or whatever, I'm not saying you can't have political opinions, but don't try to invoke, like, biblical verses in with your fucking political opinions. Just state your political opinions, why you think it's a good fucking political opinion, and then fucking go on with your merry fucking day. You don't have to fucking quote scripture for fucking everything, right?
School teacher and fake journalist, not with their own opinions, but with the scriptures. The Black Robe Regiment...
Yeah, I'm the opposite on that. Why don't they just use their own opinions and fuck the scriptures?
Began back in the days before the Revolutionary War. Protestant preachers thundered from their pulpits in their churches against the tyrants of Great Britain. Today we must...
Yeah, but also Thomas Jefferson and Thomas Paine and shit, you know, Revolutionary War figures and founding fathers of America were, they were deists, right? Jefferson actually wrote a Bible where he took all of the miracles out of the Bible. They believed in God, but they didn't believe in a God that intervened with humanity. So, because of that, and because of those influences, America was installed as a secular nation, right? Like, all because fucking pastors were railing against fucking British people back in the day. Also, fucking, like, actual political activists back in the day were fucking ranting against the British influence in America. So, like, I mean, same as today, like, fucking pastors still have opinions. All because it happened back in the Revolutionary War doesn't fucking mean that it fucking, that this nation should be a Christian fucking nation, or is a Christian nation. Also, I need to point out, why the fuck is he on a motorcycle? He's, like, on a motorcycle. He's got a leather jacket on. Normally he wears a cowboy hat. He forgo the cowboy hat in this video for whatever fucking reason. But normally this dude records at his desk. It's an odd transition is I guess what I'm trying to say. Like, normally this dude records at his desk, and now he's like, oh, I'm gonna be cool and sitting on my motorcycle that probably isn't even, it's probably his. I'm trying to make fun of him. That probably isn't even mine. But, yeah, why the fuck is the dude recording on his motors? And does he got, like, a tripod and shit? He fucking went outside, fucking got his tripod set up, pointed at his motorcycle. Fucking was like, alright, now I'm gonna go sit on my motorcycle with my Bible and my leather jacket and my sunglasses on my fucking shirt. So I look cool, talking about Jesus. I don't know. I just think it's odd. Like, this dude doesn't record on a motorcycle. When did he become a biker?
Stand against the tyrants of the left. They are viciously anti-Christian, and they are spreading their evil in every inch of America.
People on the left are not always anti-Christian. Actually, there's a lot of liberals that are Christians. And a lot of people on the right are atheists. It's kind of how politics work, because one's religion and one's political ideology are not one and the same. So you can have a Republican atheist and you can have a Democrat Christian, or you can have vice versa. It doesn't really matter in this country, and that's one of the great things about this country.
Matthew chapter 5, Jesus told his followers that they are the light of the world, and they are to let their light shine for all the world to see. It's time for Lionheart Christians to march the gospel message right back into the public square from which it was driven away by wicked men and women. Every major problem this nation is facing can be traced to walking away from our Christian heritage. Well,
what Christian heritage? We were founded as a secular nation. So I don't what Christian heritage. I mean, we are a very Christian nation. There's a lot of Christians in this nation, but we're not a Christian nation, right? We got a lot of Christians in this nation, but that doesn't mean that we are a Christian nation. And I know I've kind of fucked that up at the beginning there, but all because we have a lot of Christians in this nation does not make us a Christian nation. So, yeah.
Guess what, America? When you're going the wrong way, the smartest thing you can do is make a U-turn and get back to where you belong. The USA was founded to be a nation under God. Let's get back to that.
All right. So the pledge shit, and also let's not get back to that. This isn't it. Under God added to the pledge. So if you didn't know, the phrase "one nation under God," the part "under God," was added to the pledge in 1954. The official name of the Pledge of Allegiance was adopted in 1945. The last change in language came on Flag Day in 1954, when Congress passed a law which added the words "under God" after "one nation." No, I don't agree with the Congress passing that phrase into the pledge at all, but beyond that, it passed, and it was added. It was added in 1954, no less. I mean, recent times, sort of, politically. But yeah, that shit was added. So we are really not one nation under God. But beyond that, this fucking article here. Establishment Clause, separation of the church and state. The first clause in the Bill of Rights states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. And that includes Christianity, Wild Bill. I'm sorry to fucking say. Establishment Clause of the First Amendment, often interpreted to require the separation of church and state. And those are basically the only two things I really want to bring up, because it proves my point. Like, I think it speaks for it fucking self. America is a secular nation. We were founded as a secular nation. We should not become a Christian nation, and that is the very antithesis of what our country's values are. So, go fuck yourself. Oh, and also, you know what else is in the First Amendment? Free speech, right? And free speech allows me to say this about Wild Bill. Wild Bill, you are an insignificant piece of disgusting, loathsome shit who had nothing interesting to say about anything and is always wrong about everything because you're a vapid, idiotic, retarded, cunt bag motherfucker. This has been Pluto motherfucking Coffins. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do your fucking shit. Yeah, that's the end of this video if I can fucking close it out. Bye, bitches.